Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I sincerely appreciate your time. I know there's lots and lots of videos out there on YouTube that you can watch about crochet content. So I appreciate that you want to sit with me and see what's going on with me. I like to share my fails and my wins in the hopes that maybe I'd save some of you some headache in what you're working on. Or maybe give you motivation on working with a yarn that I have that you have and you didn't know what to do with. So I hope you enjoy the content that I put out, and I just want to feel like I'm chit-chatting with friends over crochet. So today's video is one that I'm kind of resurrecting an old playlist that I had. For those of you that have been around for a little while, I've got some videos called What's in That Tote, and then I decided to go ahead and add What's Hanging to that playlist to see what I've got going on my little blanket rack here when I would trade them out and put up new ones. So I haven't had anything new in that regard to show you for some time. So I decided to go ahead and start working on some videos that are maybe not finished products and just what's been going on with me, if I've got enough to talk about to make a video for. And that way I can still reach out to you guys, and even if I don't have something finished. So what's been going on in my life? 5 things in my yarny life. First of all, something super exciting is that I dyed some yarn. In case you didn't see that video, it's down below. So the fact that I'm talking about it here is because I've got it put up on my wall now. So, and there's one right above my head that you can't quite see right here. But what I did was take some of the yarn from the Hobby Lobby clearance sales. These were just $3.74 a hank, and it is 215 yards of a size 3 lightweight superwash merino wool. So I just took some flavored drink packets that have some citric acid in it and my microwave, and had a great time dyeing some yarn. So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. I'll link that down below. But yeah, I'm just super excited that yarn that I dyed is right up there with, I mean, I'm not putting it on the same table as any of the big guys here, but it was certainly a lot of fun, something I didn't think that I was going to do, and now it gets to be right here in all my videos for longevity. Alrighty, the next thing I wanted to talk about, in case you didn't know, I did a video a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure when this is going to air based on when that video aired, but it was a 100-degree day and we were headed to Beauty and the Beast. It was an outdoor musical event, and it got rained out. So unfortunately we didn't get to enjoy that, but it was still a really fun, like, girls' day, girls' evening, whatever. I took my granddaughter and her mom and then her sister. So it was lots of fun. Kristen, Annabelle, Astrid, love you guys. And Jessie, thanks for attempting to give us tickets. So that was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't been to, if you have like outdoor events that put on plays or things like that during the summer, take advantage of it. They only come around, you know, during those summer months, and I really kind of was looking forward to it, but we got rained out, so maybe next time. The next thing that I want to share with you is super exciting as well, because I've been talking about it for a little while. I just kind of started getting into some wearables, making tops and so forth, and I've had some issue with sizing. And it's not always easy to try stuff on while you're making it, or, you know, see if the chain is going to fit when you're working it and so forth. So I've been talking about getting a dress form for a while, and I finally did. Okay, let me just back the camera up. Alrighty, so here it is. I did find it on Amazon. I have seen lots of cute little vintage looking or cutesy looking ones like at Hobby Lobby, but who is really that size? It's not a realistic dress form size. And I really wanted to make my wearables, shirts and so forth, with the assistance of a dress form that is my size, so I don't have to continually try it on and so forth. So this was a really great one. I saw some less expensive ones, like the ones at Hobby Lobby were like on sale about 50 bucks or something. I'll put the link for this one down below. I think it was about 175. I don't have it right in front of me, but they continued to go up from there. And something else that I noticed was the size of the dress form determined the price in some cases. So like in this case, there was one smaller that went from a size 4 to a size 10. And I'm like, I'm barely gonna get anything to fit myself there. So let's go ahead to the next one. And that was $10 or $15 cheaper, I think. And then the next one up, I believe this one fits about a size 6 to a size 14. And then there was a bigger one than that. And that one was a little bit more expensive. But I thought this was a really great one based on how easy it looks to adjust. Now, I haven't gotten to do it yet. I really have to take a look. The instruction form that they showed, I'll go ahead and put the link for it down below, but it's just a little one-pager. So I have to really take a look. See, like, that's not a very clear photo for me. But the way you adjust it here is really simple. You just click and turn, and it opens her up here. There's adjustments on the side, but it's kind of a funny little turn. I'm going to need some assistance with my stupid fingernails. And this is what it looks like, those little notches. So here it's all closed up, and here I was able to start to get to open just a little bit. So I think it's really great as far as the amount of adjustments that you can make to it. There's also a hem device. Not that I'm going to hem a lot of dress, like for sewing people. There's this little arm that comes out. I don't know if you can see that there. And so you can adjust the height of the bar itself so that she's, you know, I'm supposed to make her the same height as myself, and this was just kind of a guesstimation. I think I didn't do too bad, but she needs to come up just a little bit. And then start to expand the parts, you know, to make her as big around as I am. And then for shirts, I'm going to have to add a padded bra because I got a little bit more up top than she does. But not a problem, you know. I think it was a great investment. It is just kind of hanging for a little neckerchief right now, the sawtooth one. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it is cloth, and I can stick pins in it, or, you know, other seamstresses can if you're sewing and stuff, you can stick pins in it. So I thought it was a really great little product, and it came very quickly. The base was just, you know, a round piece that I put 4 legs into, and then the poles just easily slide down. This came in one complete form, so I didn't have to build the dress form at all, just the parts that stand her up. So I thought that was really great. I'm really happy that I did that finally, and I can be able to start hanging shirts and stuff off of her. So the dogs are getting rambunctious. Just a minute, please. All right, thanks. So the next thing I wanted to show you was the sawtooth scarf that I made in a few videos ago. And when I showed it to you, the completed project, it was not blocked. And I just thought that it is so much better looking blocked that I had to show it to you again. So let me pull the camera a little bit closer. Okay, so maybe that's not going to work so much. So here we go. So yeah, so I thought that that was so much cuter to be able to show you what the sawtooth, you know, component adds to the draping, and I just really liked it. And this is in the child's size, and the only difference were fewer rows, and so the section here would be longer if you did the other pattern, you know, the larger pattern, because this was a mommy and me kind of thing. So this being the child size, but put up here on her nicely so you can see all that little sawtooth. I like that quite a bit, and it blocked very easily. I just sprayed it down with some water. So okay, and the last thing that I wanted to share with you was a pattern that I started working on from the stitch book that I often show you guys. And here it is again in case you want to take a closer look. 86 Stitches Crochet Stitch Guide. And here is the back as well. So you can see it's got a great little table of contents, and you can, oops, I went too far. Oops. Well, I said it does. Oh, it's right there. Silly. It's got this great little table of contents to break down what kind of patterns they are, but I just start flipping through it anyway. So this one was called the Starburst, and it had been on my radar to try for a very long time. So I'm glad that I did to get it out of my craw, but it didn't turn out like I wanted it to. So here's the photo here. And they look to me like I see the little round, like lollipop. Like I see the round part and then the stick part. And I really, really liked that. But as per the norm, I don't think that my project really looked the same as what the picture looked like. So what I was using is one of my Ogos in the spiced ginger color. This one is the Karen Big Donuts. And so there's an obvious back. There's like no pattern to this at all. You see the bump going on here. So there's a texture to the back, but that's clearly the back side, because here is the front side. And in the picture in the book, I don't think the Starburst stands out as much as it did for my pattern, for this result. I love this a lot more and a lot differently than I liked it in the book. Except part of my New Year's resolution was to do more swatches or more gauges so that I would know really what I'm working with. And I'm here, what are we in? We're in July and I'm still not really doing it. And I kick myself for it because it has by nature a slant to the edge. So here's where my first stitch, and you know what, I always mark my base when you turn on a chain and you know DC into the fourth stitch or whatever. I always mark that so I know that's the base, very, very bottom corner, and then that's the top of my first stitch, so I know what to crochet into when I come back around. But it has like this natural slant to it. So there's the one side, and here's the second side. Like, it's just by nature, it goes at a slant. So I think I am just going to connect it, call it a cowl, maybe give it a little bit of a border, and be done with it. But I wanted to use up 2 full skeins of this to make a little lap blanket. I think the colors are just gorgeous, the way it would go together. You know, it goes from that beige or taupe that I'm working with now to this light blue, and then the orange, and then this is super bright, and then the magenta or burgundy, maroon, whatever you would call that. I love that colorway, but that's not cutting it. You can't make that into a blanket. What the heck can I do there? So I decided just to connect the slanted edges and make it into a cowl. Maybe I'll see about downsizing the top and making it into a hat, I thought, but maybe not. We'll see. Either hat or cowl. This was a bust. This was a fail. So do your gauges, do your swatches, know what you're working with before you put in a whole evening for wasted work. So ta-da! And I know that we've seen this stitch a lot. Like the Catherine wheel is somewhat similar to this, and I really enjoyed the way that you work it. You work into the same stitch that you just came out of, and you just pull up a loop and then bring it all together, chain 1, and then go into the same one that you finished in, pull up a loop, and you do that in 3 or 4 stitches, pull it all together. So it's really cute, but you have to deal with that slanted edge when you're done with it. So not all of the stitches in this book are working out to be a pattern. You know, it looks great as a stitch, but then there's like more thought process or something else that I've got to do to finish off the edge. A lot of times that's I feel like a big missing point. Like they go, here's the stitch, and I'll give you this little tiny view of it, but here's what the edges, they don't ever show you what the edges are going to look like. So a lot of times I just have to either I just have to work that out on my own, or give up on it. Not give up, but change it into something else and move on. So those are my 5 things that are what's going on with me lately and in my yarny world. And I've got a couple of other things to talk about because I've got so much going on in my mind. So this was a good help to clear away those ideas and be able to focus on what else I have to show you. So thanks so much for sitting with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and please come back and see me again. Thank you. Bye-bye.